past 2 years, Akwa Ibom State, under the revolutionary leadership of Governor Udom Emmanuel, has not only fit perfectly into the psychological reorientation of all the cleavages in the state, but has also articulated a golden path to the Akwa Ibom dream. Governor Udom Emmanuel has redefined leadership to meet with the expectations of the populace through massive transformation of rural areas with the introduction of life-touching projects from the hinterlands to the urban centers. The projects vary from one local government area to another and are cited based on the prevailing needs of benefiting communities.
Every single industry we establish will stand in this state, so that will contribute to the development of our people and development of the state. The central thrust of my administration has been on the rapid industrialization of this state and the expansion of opportunities for self-actualization of our people.
The governor has also deployed the potentials of the state to deliver a viable blueprint for an industrial revolution through massive projects which include the syringe factory, metering factory, toothpick factory, pencil factory, as well as the revitalization of the paint industry.
Actually, before we traveled to Turkey, we were divided into 3 groups. Those in molding department, those that will operate the injection molding machine, and those in the quality control. But for us that we were in the molding department, we were really trained on how to assemble and disassemble the mold. My special thanks is to the governor, which God has used to bless me.
Ini Toto from Ukanafon, Ilina Mutomke, Awa, Ainaki, Idong One, Ibon Togojen. So, at the opportunity, Governor Girino Rogire.
These are the early hatch.
Okay.
The first one, the very first ones that came out.
Before now, our crew went to Ife, to be able to buy common day old. And before you transport them from Ife down here, you have high rate of mortality. That has been reduced, courtesy of Governor Udom Emmanuel.
Governor Emmanuel has harnessed the rich potentials of agriculture as a strategic weapon in fighting poverty and ensuring food sufficiency, as well as making it a major employer of labor with massive investments in the aqua prime hatchery and poultry, coconut plantation and refinery project.
Now, in order to achieve those figures of 200 metric tons of refined coconut oil per day, we need around about 11,000 hectares of land that we're going to plant out with 2 million coconut trees. Clearly, straight up, it is ambitious. There is no other way to describe it. Very ambitious. But what was interesting is that this was a personal project of His Excellency the Governor. This is a vision that he had, and he's fought long and hard to make it happen.
My name is Clement from Okorete in East Tinobolo. I thank God for a day like this. I thank God for our dear Governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel. I call him by myself Mr. Industrious, because since he has ascended the throne of governorship, he has made this state an industrial state.
I graduated in 2015, coming back from service last year, 2016, and I got this job after 1 month, 2 weeks from my passing out of NYSC. I want to appreciate Governor Udom Emmanuel for what he has done, and most especially to acknowledge the agriculturist graduate. And he has made a lot of benefit to do the plantation, so that we study agriculture can be very big beneficial of this project. So Governor Udom Emmanuel have done a lot.
Governor what's the second time? Udom Emmanuel. This thing no belong. It's 100% for you.
Today, no oil in vegetable form that is as rich and as expensive as a coconut oil. I appreciate the investment in that sector as at this moment by the governor is done a very, very good job.
To many, the coconut plantation and refinery project was another campaign strategy for the predicted rerun. According to the governor, he decided to invest in coconut farming and processing because of its unquantifiable socio-economic gains and medicinal values, which has more export value than crude oil in terms of revenue base. This is the story of the St. Gabriel Coconut Plantation and Refinery in the state.
Almost 2,200 and something workers here. See, now we make it one.
Now I want for the mere minking you to seminar. I don't throw them Emmanuel, made in year seminar.
Rice plantation project and the cocoa cultivation and maintenance scheme, in which 450 youths have been trained on pruning, underbrushing and tree care by fumigation to ensure improvement of yield from 300 kilograms per hectare to 2,000 kilograms per hectare over a 3-year period.
Must learn the pruning, the maintenance scheme, the training of the youths, underbrushing, fumigation, shed management. These are all the things that make the difference in cocoa production. Cocoa is always in demand.
It is cocoa from Akwa Ibom State that these buyers used to come and buy because of the flavor. Akwa Ibom State has a land that is so good with cocoa, and the flavor of cocoa in Akwa Ibom State is the cocoa they have been buying to go and blend the cocoa that have that much prominence in world market, that this state produces cocoa, that state, but it is Akwa Ibom State cocoa that has the flavor.
This is one governor that encouraged farmers go to the farm. Governments have been saying, administrations have been saying, go to the farm, and they will stay back and leave the farmers to go to the farm and rot. But this is the only administration that have said, farmers go to the farm, and then he follows the farmers to the farm.
Akwa Ibom State, which had since lost its status as a leading producer of cocoa in the country, is now reappearing on the agricultural compass as a result of the special cocoa maintenance scheme introduced and personally supervised by Governor Emmanuel. One of the main inhibitions to the success of farming in the state, as the governor has often noted, is poor processing and storage facility, which makes farmers to usually panic and give away their farm produce at poor rates. Today, the story is changing as the government now provides processing and storage facilities for cassava and fish farmers across the state. It has also gone a step further through the importation of special varieties of corn seedlings, cassava stems, and cocoa seedlings.
Local governments. I mean, it's already the honor of
310 metric tons per day cassava processing plants have been reactivated in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, with the goal to ratchet up production capacities from the current 10 metric tons to 40 metric tons of cassava, with a corresponding increase. Not forgetting a recent flag-off of 100 hectares of cassava plantation and reintroduction of the second planting season for enhanced food production and sufficiency. Governor Udom Emmanuel has expressed the determination of his administration to halve the price of cassava-based products such as gari within 2 years, with the provision of about 6,000 hectares of land for demonstration, multiplication, and free stem distribution for cassava cultivation. So far, many farmers and young people have been trained and encouraged to go into agro-industrial farming with the government's vision to transform the entire agricultural sector, cutting across the crop, livestock, and fish farmers.
The whole idea is we can meet the right tonnage. We can easily attract so many other industries. And there's no country in the world Premier industries really thinking of raw materials. Everybody is talking about food security, so we cannot fold our hands and watch. So Ronald Noisome, we've started a ranch there. It's an Emmanuel farm, just what KCC Kaisodo. Want to do a ranch with about 2,000 heads of cattle from Mexico. I've already started buying the cattle in Mexico. The consultants are there and working there at night, so that in the morning you can also drink fresh milk. The level of immune system will completely improve. Nutrients, Sibake fresh milk. And Otomi said on the onion, you see they will grow much better and faster.
And also the cattle, you see the cattle. Now there is not a double purpose cattle here that we produce milk, we produce meat. Also, that's something that's going to be new from Nigeria. We are planning, Excellency, to bring Fuji with these 2,000 heads. 90% of the cows coming will be pregnant. We will start insemination programs. So this will also benefit Nigeria, not only the state, because very soon from here, from Akwa Ibom, we will be exporting to the other states. This cocoa is a new variety called the white almond. You can sell that cocoa double price than the cocoa you have. It's a new variety, certified variety that also will start here in Akwa Ibom. So, Excellency, I want to thank you again to give us the opportunity to perform all these projects here in your state. And so, I'm very happy.
Power and energy are very critical to industrialization in particular, and are also necessary for the overall development of any society. Hardly can any sector of the economy grow without power. And so, in his quest to catapult Akwa Ibom State into an industrial hub in the Gulf of Guinea, Governor Udom Emmanuel has vigorously tackled power generation, distribution and supply in the state to boost commercial and domestic activities. He has turned Ekem village in Mbarenin local government area to Uwana town with the construction of a 132 kVA substation, which will give uninterrupted power supply to the Ikorabasi, Mbarenin, Ona, Isinabolo and Orogonam axis.
Let me say here that we have come here today to turn Ekem. Ekem means darkness. In Ekem village to Uwana. Uwana means what? And I'm happy and excited to do that today. So even if you don't remember anything, remember that today we came to Ekem town to change Ekem village into Uwana. That's all we are here.
You can imagine the governor paying for the construction of a substation at Ekim, Bareni. That is ongoing. That construction is ongoing, and then you agree with me, the four lane, a lot of people will relocate their industries to where these substations are because it is coming with dedicated power. The issue of 24/7 power in 2018 is definitely a go for it.
So the essence of this project is actually a relief project to make sure that it relieves the existing substation that we have.
Despite dwindling resources due to the prevailing economic recession in Nigeria, Governor Udom Emmanuel remains focused on delivering qualitative governance. When His Excellency assumed office as the governor of Akwa Ibom State 2 years ago, he presented a 5-point agenda of job creation, poverty alleviation, wealth creation, economic and political inclusion, infrastructural consolidation, and expansion as a blueprint for the development of the state. A little over 24 months in the saddle, the governor has not left anyone in doubt on his mission of translating his campaign promises to affect lives, thereby ensuring that government is seen as a force for good. When he assumed office on May 29, 2015, the governor had promised that he was coming principally to build capacity and strengthen institutions. Aware of the importance of education as the foundation of sustainable development, Governor Emmanuel has said repeatedly that the only difference between a driver and his boss on the seat behind him is education. And he has invested huge resources in ensuring access to free, qualitative, and compulsory education for young people in the state.
Akwa Ibomites, rise to the faith of greatness.
Rise to the faith that with God all things are possible. Rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom was created by God out of greatness. Rise to the faith that as a people we can move beyond biases, ethnicity, religion, and gender. Rise to togetherness. Rise to the faith of our resources beyond what others see, human and intellectual. Rise to chart a new cross for us, our children, and a generation of Akwa Ibomites unborn. Rise to the faith that one day we shall be counted as a great people of a great state with great minds. Rise to the faith that all these are possible and many more. Hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. I rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom was created to be great. I rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom is destined to be great. I am an Akwa Ibomite. I rise to the faith of greatness. Dakanda, Akwa Ibom, Dakanda.
The free education, which comes with a facelift in educational infrastructure and payment of senior school certificate examination fees for the student, also comes with a subvention of 100 naira and 300 naira each per pupil and student in public schools.
Today, the children of Akwa Ibom State benefit from free and compulsory basic education. Today, every child of Akwa Ibom State who is qualified to sit for WAEC exam is guaranteed an opportunity to sit for that exam because government spends over 600 million every year to pay for WAEC fees for Akwa Ibom indigents.
My name is Wealth Wilson. I am an indigene of Akwa Ibom State. I do think that the free and compulsory education which the government of the state provide for the citizens, especially those who don't have the opportunity to afford schools these days, it's a really very good thing because children get the opportunities to, acquire education, a chance to build a better life for themselves and their family.
The senior girls prefect for government secondary school Akwa Ibom. We are, on behalf of my classmates, we are very happy that the government is paying for our examinations. We are very, very grateful to the government. And we make our most honest promise to the governor that we'll be very studious and we'll make sure we pass the exams. Beautiful. Yes.
Just last year, a total of 600 million naira was spent on examination fees. This year again, the students have been guaranteed free access to the exam halls and are writing the regional school certificate exams without spending a dime.
My name is Mr. Godwin Udom from Community Secondary School, Ikoro Panishet, Una local government area. The students of Ikoro Panishet are all happy about the free and compulsory education.
The paper we are taking today, we are taking marketing, and we are so much happy for our governor that giving us the free and compulsory education. We say the late God Almighty should continue to bless him and his family in the mighty name of Jesus.
Though they were unable to pay their school fee, but because of this free and compulsory, they are able to write that till today being the final day for their exam. So really appreciate his efforts.
The government of Governor Udom Emmanuel is a believer in capacity building, and that is why several youths in the state are at various stages of training and specialized programs in computer technology, engineering and agriculture, among others. Recently, some youths from the state returned from Turkey after undergoing specialized training in syringe manufacturing, and another batch are on queue for a course in electric metering production. The administration of Governor Udom Emmanuel has devised many creative strategies to equip the youth in a competitive world. He has set in motion several training programs to ensure their employability, beginning with the training of 1,000 youths on Oracle database management and 3,000 youths on ICT through the Akwa Ibom Employment and Enterprise Scheme AKIS. Another set of 200 youth have also completed a power sector training in Abuja to equip the trainees with basic skills involved in power generation, distribution, and maintenance. 100 youth have undergone a special program on mechanized farming in Israel, which was strategically factored into the annual pilgrimage. A novel template named Akwa Ibom Employment and Enterprise Scheme AKIS was conceived by Governor Udom Emmanuel to empower all unemployed youths residing in and outside the state, as well as get young people off the streets and into organized work through trainings, partnerships, franchise schemes, internships, opportunities, and targeted enterprise development schemes. Guided by its key objective to reduce youth unemployment by 50% by the year 2020 through the development of youth entrepreneurs, AKIS has impacted whole industries in the past 24 months. It is notable that over 1,500 youths have received gainful employment, with over 85 businesses either created or reinforced.
My name is Pamela. I am the CEO of Pikamido's Catering and Events Management Company. We are into catering of all kinds of events, be it weddings, meetings, birthdays. We cover all kinds of events. We are particularly specialized in cocktails. We do small chops, that's finger foods. We also do full-time catering for events.
Cocktail Africa TV. Actually, we're coming up with this event, and Akis is helping us pilot the event. So it's going to be a bomb because Aki's hand is in it.
We've met some number of clients, and we've given out the expression of interest form for people to fill so that we can get back to them, follow them up, for them to have the idea of bookkeeping.
CEO, Siena's Foods Nigeria, full catering company. We do outdoor catering, we bake for weddings, birthday parties, we do smoothies, cocktails, small chops, everything food.
Franchising is one of our strongest points. For example, the toothpick and pencil factory that you've just mentioned is as a result of going into a franchise system with an existing company. He had some empty warehouses that we converted into factories for the pencil and toothpick.
These youths have also been engaged in large-scale farming. Indeed, Akwa Ibom State is well on its way to becoming a major exporter of tomatoes, garden eggs, onions, and other vegetables. During his inaugural speech, Governor Udom Emmanuel had repeatedly assured the people of his desire to diversify the economy. The quest to diversify the Akwa Ibom economy by the Governor Udom Emmanuel-led administration is seeing the light of day. The ultra-modern Aqua Prime Hatchery and Poultry project, which was commissioned during the first anniversary of the administration, now produces 20,000 birds per week. The impacts of these visionary and developmental projects have made the acting president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, describe Governor Udom Emmanuel as a fired-up and development-oriented governor.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, my dear brother, Dr. Udom Emmanuel, this state is very, very special. This is not just a state that is all-producing, but it's also a state that has demonstrated through the years how peace can be achieved and how development can also be achieved at the same time. So I'm very sentimental about this state, because I know that it's a state that has proved time and time again that it is possible to have peace, it's possible to have progress, and it is also possible at the same time to demonstrate creativity. And I'm very, very pleased to be here to see for myself all that has been done through the years, and especially some of the excellent work that the current governor is doing here in the state.
Notably, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Stuart Symington, describes Governor Udom Emmanuel as a world-class man who has succeeded in implementing a viable industrial blueprint by steering the affairs of Akwa Ibom State in a revolutionary dimension that attracts global attention.
Join me in thanking a world-class man.
I've learned an awful lot about what makes this state special, about its culture and about its people, about its music and its art, about its comedy and its leadership. The second thing I wanted to share with you is this. I have never been in a place that left me more convinced that the people that can make a difference are all of you. Good leadership is essential at the top. But good leadership is also essential at the bottom and in the middle. And one of the remarkable lessons that I've learned from your governor and from some of your other leaders is how much he and they depend on you to get the message out and to contribute, to find ways to work and to do it.
In the area of infrastructural consolidation and expansion, the state has been one huge construction site with heavy-duty machines seen from one end of the state to the other. Today, no fewer than 715 kilometers of roads have either been commissioned or are at various stages of completion in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. This is in line with the drive of the administration in ensuring the provision of enablers to boost its industrialization policy. Roads, electricity, and transportation remain the key areas that the Akwa Ibom State government has invested heavily in. It is the belief of the governor that when the infrastructure is in place, investors will be encouraged to throng the state.
The spread has been even in the sense that if you go to Oborokara today, Senyang is doing a road there that leads you to Egorasa, which we are going to commission. If you go there, you will see Graceby in Tondang, an area in Oborokara that many people have not visited, is doing a road there in Oborokara. If you go to Ikono, Hensek is doing a road there in Ikono. If you go to Ini, for Peculiar, out of 14.1 kilometers, 7.5 will be asphalted as His Excellency visits the project. If you come to Orohonam, 3 contractors are working there. We'll create a network, all of them arriving at Ikore Britam. Hamakop is taken from Ikorekara through to Ibeset, then to Ikore Britam. From Ikore Britam, Al-Madal is working there to go to Ekefe. From Ekefe to Ikorogbanafa in Ukarafu local government. You come to Uyo, we finish one road at Nseretai. Atanaford is almost ready in Uyo. The 2-lane, 4-lane flood is not just a flood control. There's going to be a road on top of that drainage. And then you have, that's ready. If you go to Oron, we have intervention 2 in Oron. Then if you come back to Uyo, in the last anniversary, Udom was commissioned. In Uyo, currently, we've awarded Ring Road 2, we've awarded Ring Road 3, and the jobs are ongoing. And then we did an overlay between Ikorebiere, Inona, and Okom, and part of it was constructed. And then we have Awa. Awa goes to Asong. Asong is Barenin. Asong to Ukam in Barenin, and then back to Una.
For Udom Emmanuel, the governor, to carry out such number of projects in the face of present challenges, I think he's a man with a very big heart, a man with service orientation, a man that wants to deliver for the people of Akwa Ibom State. Because I can't imagine how somebody will pick on 28 roads in this state of affair we are in this country. 28 roads, and quite a number of them are dualized, have been dualized. You take, for instance, Ibno to Eket, which is about almost more than 40 billion. You know what it costs? And Eket to Etinan. Etinan to Ndoneyo to Mbok. And then you come and see Uyo to Ikotok, Uyo to Oron. Man, these are giant structures, these are giant projects. And it runs into billions. And in the face of present challenges, financial-wise, I think the governor is to be commended for having a lion heart to pursue this type of projects.
Before, formally, we used to take something like a canoe to enter our streets. Most of the time when we return back, we find our pots outside. But for now, if you come to see, no matter how the heavy rain is falling, you see that everywhere is dry after the rain. So I said, may God bless Udom Emmanuel for the good thing that he has done for us and the tears that he wipes away from our eyes. Udom, you are right in everything that you do to us. I thank you.
I thank God for our governor. Since our governor comes to this side, we have seen things change in this place. Because when we were working here before, we did not enjoy this place, this 2-lane, and where we are working, there was no customer because of the rain and the water that was flowing in this place. So as at now, we have seen things change in this place. We have a lot of customers. Even if when we want to drive our motor in there, we'll be thinking when rain falls, we will park our motor somewhere and full our leg, our trouser to come in here. But as at now, things have changed. So we really thank God for our governor for this road.
I thank the governor, Governor Udom Emmanuel, for what he has done. Because when we always come back from school, when rain is falling, we always think of what we are going to do when we come back. Because all those roads, you would have seen flood. So the rain that fell yesterday, I so much thank God that the flood is no more again because our governor have come to construct the road well.
Even more said that I walk when they say for me. I got a fresh move. I can make a top years when I go in your boom. More Brian to do you know me, young lady war me. It is your mom. Down in a baby bag and me. Maybe Java said on you.
I tears you because it's a massive in those days. I will get you by your game because I am not about what I teach again. You can see from to a match in my church. So the governor are good.
In your casino, Iraq bar, or casino, madam, doom. You can see it, I may yet get, but it am we get the game yaba. Muyaba said young or Rumian.
Because this road, you may go ferry ball, you may would have more what people want, you need young gay, walk up, see that I mean, make come Udom Emmanuel because I the best governor of Akwa Ibom State.
I'm so glad to be here to commission this road. The day we came here, almost all of us were really emotional. Down this road, they showed us a point that the erosion on a rainy day actually drowned a 9-year-old child. and was very pathetic. I stood under the rain. I said, even if I have to use my personal resources, I was going to fix this road with the proper drainage system. I'm so grateful with what I'm seeing today, and I'm so happy with the construction company, with Chino. The quality of the drainage here is something that will stay for several years without any problem. I want to believe by the time we actually take out all the rainwaters, before we start the main street optimization, we could have sorted out most of those problems. So today, I commissioned this road that leads to the post office, then the Oron Urban, which is part of our blueprint for the urbanization of the entire Oron Township. I hereby commission this road in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Prominent among the roads include the 19.5-kilometer Eket Ibn Road, the Etinan Doneyo Road with 2 bridges, the Uyo Etinan Road, the Eket Etinan Road with 3 bridges, then Saratai Okobo Oron Road construction and remodeling of selected roads, strategic roundabout junctions in Eket Metropolis, and construction of 3 bridges. With emphasis on the creation of wealth and jobs, the government has resuscitated the Peacock Paints Limited Etinan, a project which was brought back to life within 100 days after being moribund for more than 10 years. Thereafter, the administration also established the pencil and toothpick factories in Ekomiman, thereby bringing to an end the dependence on importation of toothpick and pencils. But that is not all. The efforts of the governor have led to the establishment of a 400 million capacity syringe factory, a metering factory, and a 60,000 capacity flour processing mill.
We are reassuring Nigerians and reassuring our Ibomites that by next year in this speech, we'll have workers who will come for at least 60,000 capacity flour mill and will be participating as workers in this speech.
In the case of the toothpick and pencil factory, the speakers of state houses of assembly across the country during their recent retreat in the state were so impressed when they stepped over at the factory and could not hide their feelings.
Particularly Akwa Ibom in particular, I urge other states and even other Nigeria who are now ambassadors of this particular state. And the motive of a good governance so that everybody that is vulnerable should deliver betterment of what is.
I know that we have enjoyed the delicacies of today and the delicacies that Akwa Ibom has had to offer. And while we're there, so you will use the toothpick here to know with material. So I present them to you. Thank you very much.
Governor Udom Emmanuel has left no stone unturned in maintaining a healthy population, believing that all the investments in the state will mean nothing if the people are not alive to enjoy. He has gone ahead to sustain the free Medicare to the young, expectant mothers, and the elderly. Several primary and secondary health facilities have been upgraded. St. Luke's Hospital Anwa, the Infectious Disease Control Hospital in Ikotekbene, and the General Hospital in Etinan are all wearing a new look. 3 of the state hospitals in Oron, Eket, and Ikotekbene have been given provisional accreditation by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to provide training for house officers in the state. The Ibom Specialist Hospital has since started operations, and the governor commissioned the modern residential quarters for expatriates manning the key aspects of the hospital's operations. Governor Udom Emmanuel is committed to providing affordable healthcare services to his people. In the area of rural development, the government has undertaken massive rural water and electricity interventions. A minimum of 50 transformers have so far been distributed to various rural communities in the state to boost electricity. He has delivered electrification projects for at least 40 communities across the state and well over 40 water projects to many communities in the state.
It gladdens my heart to see that taps are running once more in view with potable water. And I want to reassure the citizens that by this recommissioning, I want to believe, and I've charged the Minister of Special Duties, that our taps should not go dry again.
Governor Emmanuel has been ably supported by his amiable wife and mother of the state, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, in making life meaningful for the women, especially widows, young people, orphans, the elderly and the less privileged in the state. She has done this through sponsorship of 155 widows to Israel on pilgrimage, support for multiple births, shelter scheme for widows, training and empowerment of young adults, as well as awareness campaigns against social vices. This she has successfully executed through her pet project, the Family Empowerment and Youth Reorientation Program, FAREP.
My dear husband, I would not have had a better husband than Mr. Udom Emmanuel. Every time I will tell him about my programs, he is always encouraging me. My dear husband, thank you.
In the area of sports development, Governor Emmanuel hosted the first ever Akwa Ibom Youth Sports Festival in the state, a program targeted at hunting and catching talents in the embryo for nurturing and grooming into international stars. He has approved the establishment of model school sports academies in the 10 federal constituencies with the completion of the first school sports complex at Westitam Secondary School Sports Complex. Transportation is very crucial in the development plan of the state. To this end, the government is putting in place enduring transport machinery to provide a conducive and efficient transportation system in the state, as well as boost the sector for the interest of travelers and visitors to the state.
And of course the insurance scheme, and also the tax-free days, which is of course is the Saturday, Sunday and public holidays. It's a way of giving back to the people. These people are working and operating, and of course they are buying daily tickets, which means that they are actually complying to government policies and government intention in ensuring that taxes are being paid. So His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, of course, being a very responsible governor, thought wise that look, if they are doing this and they are complying, governor has to also show them that he has concern for them, and that's of course what brought about His Excellency coming up with the insurance scheme for the transport operators, especially the keke. That's what with the model we're going to start with the keke.
In a recent show of appreciation for friendly government policies, which include free tax tickets on weekends and public holidays and an annual free insurance scheme, commercial transporters in Akwa Ibom State took a solidarity walk to Government House Uyo to declare their unwavering support for the state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, come 2019 and beyond.
There's a scheme that we are working. Number one, we call it the insurance scheme. So that if anybody, you can't rule out accidents. Even inside your house, at times, accident there. Now, first of all, we'll do an insurance scheme for you people in appreciation.
The celebration that has come with positive impact on the people through the community-based project has defied class, age, and gender. This is because the numerous projects have impacted on all, the old, the young, civil servants and farmers, artisans, men and women alike.
Because of the money Udom has given to me, our governor, that makes me to be traveling to Dubai, Lagos, everywhere. There's no way I did not step my leg because of the free interest loan.
Because of the loan has enabled us to expand our business.
Idami na di control, Udom di control ura kpanandem. Ado say afefere wedi ura di dem go. Idami ura fon 80 Kenta Udom Emmanuel. That means Udom is right.
Udom Emmanuel do very well.
Oh my God! Wow! For the free loan that he gave us, free empowerment, it has gone round all the women of Akwa Ibom State. Yes! In all nooks and corners of the state, of 31 local government of the state. He is the one and only one. The whole women say he is the one.
Governor Udom Emmanuel has displayed an unparalleled quality as a humble and listening governor. It must be noted that he has constantly told everyone that he is the governor of all Akwa Ibom people irrespective of political affiliation. It is common nowadays to see the governor embracing and exchanging pleasantries with all his indigenous predecessors at government functions in the state. Be it the recent burial of the Akwa Ibom Ibibio III, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum Assembly in Uyo, or other state functions at Government House. It is not difficult to deduce from the expressions on the faces of these political stakeholders that Akwa Ibom is in for better days, as there is a synergy between the past and the present that have converged to chart a unified course for the Akwa Ibom project. Indeed, Governor Udom Emmanuel is leaving no stone unturned in fulfilling his promises to the people. He has kept faith in the area of infrastructural consolidation and expansion, as well as economic and political inclusion. No wonder the leadership newspaper found him worthy and honored him as the best governor in Nigeria for the year 2016. Behold, Governor Emmanuel, a modern-day leader who can aptly be described as an icon of peace and unity.
This is a symbol of togetherness, symbol of oneness, symbol of unity. So with this, we eliminate all those biases that divide us rather than unite us. So on behalf of the government and good people of Akwa Ibom State, we symbolically say that today with this tree planting, it symbolizes oneness in our state, unity, that together we shall build up a great state of a great people with great minds. So Akwa Ibom people, we rise to greatness. Amen.
The bold expressions on the faces of Akwa Ibom people show how much they appreciate the courage, ingenuity, vision, steadfastness, and the willpower of Governor Udom Emmanuel in his effort to liberate Akwa Ibom State and transform it from its traditional civil service status to a viable industrial economy.
Governor Udom is working with superior performance despite the dwindling resources. Udom is working.